Good afternoon, Phoenix Nation. This lesson is going to be a little different, but hopefully it's enjoyable because it's going to be a recipe. As we jump into it, feel free to copy down the recipe ingredients and pay close attention so that you can practice this at home if you have all the ingredients to make a very delicious parfait. So, in previewing this text, I noticed several things about what's happening here. The first is that I have measurements of real ingredients. Secondly, we have strawberry fun facts. Secondly, it's a recipe. With all of that information, I know that my genre is going to be nonfiction. And my topic because it's my thinking job, will be very delicious parfaits or just parfaits. Remember to follow along as I read, because this is going to get pretty interesting. Try this delicious and nutritious treat on a hot day. Ingredients: 1 large container of low-fat vanilla yogurt, 1 cup of sliced strawberries, 1 cup of blueberries, 1 cup of raspberries, 1 cup of healthy granola. Here, I'll just underline ingredients. It's already bolded, but that'll let me know where to find exactly what I need if I wanted to make this parfait. This fast recipe will make enough healthy parfaits for your whole family. It's easy enough for anybody to make. Plus, it's safe since no cooking is involved. I'll underline that part. Safe since no cooking is involved. You will need a bowl or a glass for every member of your family. I suggest using some fancy glasses to make your parfaits. It's fun to see the layers of berries, and choosing a glass that has an interesting shape will give your parfait a fun look. Use berries that have been refrigerated. If your berries are too warm, your yogurt might get all runny. That won't be a very pretty parfait. So here, for this part of the text, paragraph 2, we can write making pretty parfaits. Next, we have our strawberry fun facts. Berries are superfoods. They contain antioxidants, vitamin C, potassium, folate, and fiber. You can underline that the berries are superfoods. In ancient Greece, the strawberry was a symbol of Venus, the goddess of love. Strawberry shortcake is based on a Native American bread recipe that used ground up strawberry seeds. Charles V, the King of France, had 1,200 strawberry bushes planted in the garden of the Louvre. That's a lot of bushes. Unlike other fruits, strawberries have their seeds on the outside. Every strawberry has about 200 seeds. So there I just underlined all the important facts that were related to strawberries. They're not necessarily things I need to stop and jot about, but I find them interesting, so I underline them. Paragraph number 3. Fill each glass with 1 inch of yogurt, then sprinkle on some granola. Next, Put a layer of strawberries. Add another inch of yogurt, more granola, and then a layer of blueberries. Keep repeating, alternating all the berries. So here we have our actual steps to creating the parfait. You can serve your parfaits right away or refrigerate them for a little while. It won't hurt to keep them in the fridge for a day or so, but your granola will get soggy. Save any leftover ingredients and more and make more parfaits later or a smoothie. So we have storage and serving. Ingredients matter. When you're shopping for this recipe, be sure to look at the labels. You want to choose products with all natural real ingredients. Artificial ingredients and preservatives usually have long, hard to read names that don't sound like food at all. Here we can write use real ingredients. Jesse's rule for reading labels. If you can't pronounce it, it's probably not good for you. That's a solid rule for reading labels. Here, I'll just put a asterisk next to it. That's probably important because it's bolded, meaning that the text is bigger than everything else. Choose a yogurt brand with no artificial ingredients and the least sugar. There are even some yogurts that sweeten with fruit juice and honey. Pick a healthy one. It will taste just as good and you will feel better in the end. Here we can write choose healthy yogurt. Granola can either be great for you or junk food in disguise. Look carefully at the ingredients. You want lots of whole grains with no preservatives and very little sugar. Whole grain granola. All right, now that we've finished reading, we can jump into our questions. Where could the reader find interesting historical trivia about one of the parfait ingredients? Well, as we were reading, we came across an entire section dedicated to the strawberry, which is one of our ingredients in the parfait. So if we look under paragraph 2 back at our box, actually right next to this question, we'll see strawberry fun facts. So let's look at our answer choices. A in the ingredient list, there aren't any fun facts or historical trivia in there, so we can cross that out. In the information box titled Strawberry Fun Facts, let's put a question mark next to it for now, because although that might be our answer, we have to check our other answers to make sure none of those are correct as well. In the information box titled Ingredients Matter, weren't any historical trivia there. In the instruction steps of the recipe, no historical trivia there. So we can circle B as our final answer. Why does the author suggest refrigerating the berries for this recipe? F, to make the berries taste sweeter. G, to make it easier to slice the berries. H, to improve the yogurt's taste. J, to keep the yogurt firmer for the layers of granola and fruit. If we go back to paragraph 2, we talked about making pretty parfaits. In our third to last sentence, it says, use berries that have been refrigerated. If your berries are too warm, your yogurt might get all runny. So now let's look for our answers. Let's look for our answers that support that. F, to make the berries taste sweeter. Not true. Doesn't affect the taste. To make it easier to slice the berries. We don't talk about cutting the berries at all. To improve the yogurt's taste. Texture and taste are two different things. To keep the yogurt firmer for the layers of granola and fruit. Circle that because that is our answer. Read this sentence. If you can't pronounce it, it's probably not good for you. Which sentence from the selection supports Jesse's rule for reading labels? A, try this delicious and nutritious treat on a hot day. That doesn't do anything with pronunciating this. B, pronouncing, sorry. That doesn't do anything with pronouncing that. B, you will need a bowl or glass for every member of your family. It's not true. Doesn't connect at all to that sentence. C, look carefully at the ingredients. Maybe. Remember, we have to check all our answers. Artificial ingredients and preservatives usually have long, hard-to-read names that don't sound like food at all. So we have 2 question marks. Now we have to look deeper and closer at our answers. Which answer more aligns with what we've been reading in our statement? In answer choice D, it says they usually have long, hard to read names. That deals directly with pronouncing it. So we can cross off answer choice C and circle answer choice D. Question number 4. According to the recipe, what might you do with any leftover parfait ingredients? F, use the berries that have been refrigerated. G, fill each glass with an inch of yogurt. H, make smoothies. J, read labels carefully to make sure that you are not buying ingredients that are artificial. If we go back to where we wrote storage and serving, it says save any leftover ingredients and make more parfaits later or a smoothie. So use the berries that have been refrigerated. No, that goes into our actual parfait construction because we don't want it to get all warm and runny. Fill each glass with an inch of yogurt. That's how we make it. Not talking about our leftovers yet. Make smoothies. Question mark there. Read labels carefully to make sure that you are not buying ingredients that are artificial. That deals with question number 3. So we can circle H. From the Strawberry Fun Facts information box, the reader can conclude that A, strawberries are healthier for you than other types of berries. B, strawberries have been a popular fruit all over the world for many centuries. C, strawberries are difficult to grind into flour. D, French kings ate too many strawberries. Let's start from the bottom this time. French kings ate too many strawberries. Although our story does talk about Charles V, the King of France, having 1,200 strawberry bushes planted in the garden of the Louvre, it doesn't say anything about him eating them. So we can cross that out. Strawberry seeds are difficult to grind into flour. We don't talk about that at all, actually. They talk about strawberry shortcake being based on a Native American bread recipe that used ground up strawberry seeds but it doesn't say anything directly about it being difficult. Strawberries have been a popular fruit all over the world for many centuries. We could put a question mark next to that because it talks about ancient Greece, Native America, and France. Strawberries are healthy if eaten any of the types of berries. It says berries are superfoods. They contain antioxidants, vitamin C, potassium, folate, and fiber. But it doesn't say strawberries are any better. So we can cross that out. Circle B is our final answer. Question number 6. According to the recipe, when do you add a layer of strawberries to the parfait? Let's scroll back up to our recipe and find out. If we look at step 3 or paragraph 3, it says fill each glass with about 1 inch of yogurt, then sprinkle some granola. Next, put a layer of strawberries. So now it's our responsibility to find an answer that represents that. F, after adding the granola and before adding another layer of yogurt. Put a question mark there. G, before the yogurt gets warm and runny. We're hoping to eat our parfait before the yogurt gets warm and runny, so we can cross that out. H, after you add a layer of blueberries. Let's scroll back up and make sure. It says 1 inch of yogurt, some granola, strawberries, another inch of yogurt. Nothing about blueberries. Cross that out. Before adding the granola and after adding a layer of yogurt. Nope. Because it goes yogurt, granola, strawberries. We can circle answer choice F as our final answer. And just like that, we've answered our question set. If you can see below, the next set of questions are a combination of a story that comes before this. So what we'll do is, when we come back on Friday, we'll read the second story, then combine our understandings from the first and the second story in order to answer these questions 7 through 10 at the end. That'll give us our paired text practice. I'm going to attach some questions in Study Island for you guys to do. Other than that, have a great day and enjoy your Wednesday.